A relationship should be a partnership where both individuals contribute equally to emotional, physical, and mental well-being. However, when one person consistently gives more than the other, it can lead to feelings of imbalance, frustration, and emotional exhaustion. In a healthy relationship, both partners share responsibilities, communicate openly, and support one another in all aspects of life. But when one person constantly feels like they are the only one investing in the relationship, it can quickly lead to feelings of neglect and resentment. Many signs can indicate a one-sided relationship, where one partner is emotionally distant or disengaged. These signs are often subtle at first, but over time, they accumulate and become more difficult to ignore. If you find yourself always the one initiating conversations, making plans, or compromising on your needs, it's essential to recognize that this is not how a healthy relationship should function. When you feel unappreciated, ignored, or emotionally unsupported by your partner, it can make you question the strength and future of the bond you share. One of the most common signs of a one-sided relationship is the lack of effort from one partner. If you're constantly the one trying to keep the connection alive, whether through initiating conversations or making the relationship a priority, while your partner remains indifferent or disengaged, it can make you feel like you're the only one invested. A healthy relationship requires effort from both individuals, and when only one person is trying to maintain the connection, it becomes a burden rather than a fulfilling partnership. Similarly, if your partner avoids spending quality time together or doesn't show interest in your life, it can create emotional distance. When one partner continuously prioritizes other people or activities over you, it can make you feel like an afterthought. Emotional support is another critical aspect of a healthy relationship. And when your partner fails to provide this support during difficult times, it can lead to feelings of loneliness and isolation. Without emotional reciprocity, a relationship becomes shallow and lacks the depth necessary to thrive. Furthermore, when your needs are constantly ignored, it can leave you feeling like you don't matter. In any relationship, both partners should listen to each other and make efforts to meet each other's needs. If one person's needs are consistently dismissed or downplayed, it creates an unhealthy dynamic where one person is continually sacrificing their happiness and comfort for the other. The lack of appreciation and acknowledgement for your contributions can add to this sense of neglect, leaving you questioning whether your efforts are valued. Ultimately, a relationship requires balance, mutual respect, and effort from both sides. If you consistently feel like you are carrying the weight of the relationship on your own, or that your partner is disinterested in your life and emotions, it may be time to evaluate the situation. Relationships that lack reciprocity can lead to emotional burnout, and when one person is doing all the compromising, the relationship can feel unfulfilling and draining. It's essential to recognize these signs early on and address them with your partner before they lead to more significant emotional harm. Lack of effort from one partner. When one partner consistently makes little to no effort in the relationship, it becomes clear that the bond isn't mutual. This lack of effort can show up in many forms, from not making time for each other to neglecting simple acts of kindness. For example, one partner might stop initiating plans or fail to reach out to check in on the other person. While relationships naturally go through busy phases, consistent disinterest can create a sense of imbalance. It often leaves one partner feeling like they are carrying the emotional weight of the relationship, constantly trying to keep it going. The other may act as though they're indifferent to the relationship's needs, causing frustration and emotional exhaustion. This one-sided dynamic can make the relationship feel empty and unfulfilling. 2. You're always the one initiating conversations. If you're always the one starting conversations in the relationship, it can be a sign of imbalance. A healthy relationship usually involves both partners engaging equally in communication. When one person constantly initiates texts, calls, or discussions, it may suggest that the other partner isn't putting in the same effort. For instance, you might find yourself reaching out for plans, updates, or even to check in emotionally, while your partner rarely takes the initiative to connect with you. Over time, this can lead to feelings of neglect and frustration, as one partner may start to feel like they are carrying the emotional burden of the relationship. Healthy relationships require both people to be equally invested in communication, making it important that both partners take turns and contribute to the flow of conversations. 3. Your needs are ignored. When your needs are consistently ignored in a relationship, it shows a lack of consideration and emotional investment. This can be seen in many ways, such as your emotional, physical, or even practical needs being dismissed or overlooked. For example, if you express the need for more quality time together or want support during a difficult situation, and your partner doesn't respond or makes no effort to meet those needs, it can feel hurtful and frustrating. Over time, this neglect can lead to feelings of being unimportant or undervalued. In healthy relationships, partners should listen to each other and try to meet each other's needs. But if only one person is making an effort, the relationship becomes one-sided. Feeling unheard or ignored can erode trust and intimacy, which are crucial for a strong connection. Constantly feeling unappreciated. When you constantly feel unappreciated in a relationship, it can create emotional strain and dissatisfaction. This often happens when one partner consistently fails to acknowledge the other's efforts, sacrifices, or contributions. For example, if you go out of your way to do something nice, like making dinner or planning a special day, and your partner shows little to no gratitude or acknowledgement, it can leave you feeling taken for granted. Over time, this lack of appreciation can lead to resentment, as you may start questioning whether your efforts matter at all. In a healthy relationship, mutual appreciation is essential. Both partners should feel valued and recognized for their contributions, and when one person is consistently overlooked, it can lead to emotional exhaustion and disconnect. Only one partner makes plans. In many one-sided relationships, only one partner takes the initiative to make plans, whether it's scheduling a date, organizing activities, or making future arrangements. This dynamic can leave the other person feeling left out, or as if their presence isn't valued. For example, one partner might always be the one to suggest weekend plans, arrange vacations, or make decisions about how to spend time together, while the other partner shows little interest in taking part in the process. This lack of shared effort can create an imbalance in the relationship, as one person feels like they are the sole organizer and driving force. Over time, it may lead to feelings of frustration and resentment, as one partner may feel they are putting in more effort than the other. A healthy relationship should involve both partners taking turns in planning and contributing to shared experiences. 6. No emotional support. When emotional support is absent in a relationship, it can leave one partner feeling isolated and neglected. Emotional support is crucial for maintaining a strong connection, as it involves being there for each other during difficult times, offering reassurance, and validating feelings. If you're going through a stressful situation, whether personal or work-related, and your partner doesn't offer empathy, understanding, or even a simple listening ear, it can make you feel like you're facing challenges alone. For instance, if you express anxiety or sadness, and your partner dismisses your emotions or seems indifferent, it can damage the emotional bond. A lack of emotional support can lead to feelings of loneliness, even when you're in a relationship, because the essential comfort and security that should come from your partner are missing. Over time, this can cause frustration and distance, making it difficult for the relationship to thrive. You're doing all the compromising. In a one-sided relationship, one partner often feels like they're doing all the compromising, while the other partner remains firm in their position. Compromise is a vital part of a healthy relationship, where both partners are willing to meet halfway to make things work. However, if you find yourself consistently giving up your preferences, values, or desires to keep the peace or avoid conflict, it's a sign of imbalance. For example, you might always be the one to adjust your plans, sacrifice your interests, or agree to things that don't make you happy, just to please your partner. Over time, this can lead to feelings of frustration and resentment, as it may seem like your needs and desires are being sidelined. Relationships should involve mutual respect and a willingness to find solutions together, not just one person constantly bending to accommodate the other. 8. Your partner avoids quality time. When your partner consistently avoids spending quality time with you, it can signal a lack of interest or emotional investment in the relationship. Quality time isn't just about being in the same physical space, but about engaging in meaningful interactions that strengthen the bond between you both. If your partner frequently prioritizes other activities, such as work, friends, or hobbies, over spending time with you, it can make you feel neglected or undervalued. For example, they might choose to spend an evening alone or with others, leaving you to feel like you're not a priority. Over time, this avoidance of quality time can create distance, making it harder for you to connect emotionally. Relationships thrive when both partners are dedicated to nurturing their bond through shared moments. But if one person avoids this, it can lead to feelings of loneliness and dissatisfaction. You feel like an afterthought. When you feel like an afterthought in your relationship, it often means that your needs, desires, and presence are not being prioritized. This can happen when your partner regularly seems to forget about you or only reaches out when it's convenient for them. For example, if your partner makes plans without considering your schedule or ignores your attempts to spend time together, it can leave you feeling unimportant or invisible. This dynamic may also show up when your partner shows more interest in other people or activities, leaving you to feel like an after effect of their primary focus. Over time, this lack of attention can lead to emotional hurt and frustration, as it can feel like you're being treated as secondary in the relationship. A healthy relationship requires both partners to value and prioritize each other equally, and feeling like an afterthought can be a significant red flag. 10. Disinterest in your life or interests. When your partner shows disinterest in your life or interests, it can create a sense of emotional disconnect. In a healthy relationship, both partners are curious about each other's passions, goals, and daily experiences. However, if your partner consistently ignores or downplays the things that matter to you, whether it's a hobby, a personal achievement, or something important in your day, it can feel like they don't care about you as a whole person. For example, they might not ask about how your day went, express indifference when you talk about something you're passionate about, or fail to support your personal ambitions. This lack of interest can lead to feelings of loneliness, as it makes you question whether your individuality is valued. In relationships, it's important for both partners to share in each other's lives and show enthusiasm for each other's unique qualities and interests.